Good morning, YouTube, or good afternoon, or good evening. We're here on West Railway Avenue for the start of a new Driving in the News video. For those of you that are not aware, I have this playlist to document history so that any one of you can come back, or any of our descendants can come back and listen to detailed broadcasts of the New York Metropolitan area. So, wanted to thank everyone that have been viewing, and let's get right to it.
For us, it's more than honey. It's about sharing a little sweetness with the world.
Get the Chase Business Complete Banking Account with the essentials you need to help get your business going. Learn more at chase.com/business-complete-banking. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Quick Accept is not available in U.S. territories. Enrollment required. Usage subject to approval. Same-day deposits available for payments before 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday to Friday. Fees and rates apply for checking and processing. Limitations and restrictions apply. Participants compensated. Merchant services provided by Payment Tech LLC and WePay Inc. Subsidiaries of JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
WINS, FM, and HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
40 degrees in Patterson now. You're at 49 in Merrick, 42 with light rain and drizzle still in the city. The humidity 93%, winds north of 15. The real feel only 32. We're heading up to 51. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Phil Pilato is our service aide. Eileen LaPalmer is the writer. Justin Schrager at the editor's desk. I'm Susan Richard.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good morning, 42 degrees, real feel 32 at 8 o'clock, Wednesday, November 16th. I'm Lee Harris. Here's what's happening. As expected, Donald Trump is running for president again.
Our victory will be built upon big ideas, bold ambitions, and daring dreams for America's future.
The head of NATO says there are no indications the missile strike on Poland was a deliberate attack by Russia. The soccer stadium will be going up in Willets Point, Queens, right across from Citi Field. Taxi drivers getting their first fare increase in a decade, but it may not be enough to keep cabbies on the road, and riders don't sound too happy either.
If I can't afford a car, what makes them think that I couldn't afford for the fares to go any higher?
A traffic agent who ticketed an illegally parked Volkswagen in Sheepshead Bay got pummeled by the angry driver. Sports, the Devils make it 10 wins in a row. The next one, the Nets lost. 10-10 wins Acura. Their clouds breaking for some sun today with a chilly breeze and a high of 51. Real feels, though, in the 40s. It's news time 8:01. Traffic and transit on the ones now. And here's Karen Stewart.
Checking what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. We've got all three Hudson River crossings with 1 hour delays right now. Today is a holiday gridlock alert day. It's the first gridlock alert day of the holiday season, the first of 14, mind you. Tomorrow is also a gridlock alert day. Maybe you can plan a little bit better for tomorrow. Northbound FDR Drive, approaching the Williamsburg Bridge. We've got a minor accident. We've got one lane blocked there. I've got it here on the 1010 Winds Jam Cam. It looks like it's almost clear. The delay is low, however, not like they are on the Harlem River Drive, southbound past the RFK. As we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels, the RFK is very heavy. Again, it's an hour at the Hudsons. If you're traveling the Mario Cuomo, very heavy traffic trying to get from the Garden State Parkway connector out to the bridge. And then once you get to Westchester, we're going to be kind of jammed here. From the New York State Thruway, as you make your way out into the Springbrook Parkway, a lot of volume in that area. Next, we're going to check mass transit because we still have delays over on the New Haven line of Metro North of about 10 to 15 minutes. We are dealing with the path Newark to World Trade Center line. That's clear, but Journal Square to 33rd, that's still delayed, and we've got B, D, 6, and 2 subway train delays right now. Traffic this time is sponsored by Jackpocket, letting you play official state lottery games on your phone. Use code RADIO for a free Mega Millions or Powerball. 18 year old to play. Please visit jackpocket.com/TOS for terms of service. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Former President Trump spoke at Mar-a-Lago last night and said what most political observers expected him to say, that he's running for president in 2024.
Our victory will be built upon big ideas, bold ambitions, and daring dreams for America's future. We need daring dreams. It is not enough merely to complain or oppose. We don't want to be critics. We don't want to be complainers.
Reporters tried to get some reaction from President Biden at the G20 summit in Bali. He said, no, not really. But then a tweet went out from his account with the caption, Donald Trump failed America, accompanied by a campaign-style video focusing on the former president's views on abortion, his calls to pardon the Capitol rioters, and efforts to end Obamacare. While President Biden hasn't officially announced for 2024, he has said that it is his intention to run for re-election, setting up the prospect of a rematch 2 years from now. But as many observers have noted, a lot can happen between now and then. The head of NATO says there is no indication the missile strike on Poland yesterday was deliberate, but there are indications the missile was actually fired by Ukraine at incoming Russian missiles. Military consultant Steve Ganyard.
So this could have been an international incident. It turns out that it may just be an embarrassing incident for the Ukrainians who were shooting at an incoming Russian missile, and their missile that was going to attack the Russian missile either missed or something went wrong and it continued to fly into Poland.
Where it killed 2 people, President Biden called an emergency meeting of the G7 and NATO leaders.
We agreed to support Poland's investigation into the explosion in rural Poland near the Ukrainian border. And I'm going to make sure we figure out exactly what happened.
Russia denies any involvement in the missile strike on Polish territory, which if it had been an attack could have triggered a military response by NATO. It looks like Citi Field isn't going to be the only stadium in Willets Point, Queens. A new stadium is going up there, as Samantha Liebman reports from Queens this morning.
Queensboro President Donovan Richards' reaction?
Go!
That's because New York City Football Club is paying $780 million to build the 25,000-seat stadium they will eventually play in. Richards says it's a boost to the economy.
It means ensuring that people just don't have jobs, but that they have an opportunity towards career paths. So the unions who are going to help build the stadium, the long-term concessionaire opportunities for especially street vendors who really got hit hard during the pandemic.
The project includes a hotel and affordable housing with no real giveaways from the city, built across from Citi Field in an area filled with chop shops and long of political football, home to football by 2027. Samantha Liebman, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Willets Point.
1010 Wins AccuWeather, clouds breaking for some sun today with a chilly breeze and a high of 51, but the real feels will be in the lower 40s. It's 41 now. We have pockets of light rain and drizzle around New York, humidity at 93, winds north 15, 41 going up to 51. The real feel is 31. It's been a while since New Yorkers have seen an actual increase in taxi fares as opposed to surcharges, but the TLC has now approved a fare increase. The flagpole will go from $2.50 to $3. Each fifth of a mile will cost 70 cents instead of 50. Flat fare from JFK will go to $70, up from 52. But for some cabbies, it may still not be enough.
Cabbies have waited a decade for a fare hike, and during that time, Mayor Ravi Desai of the Taxi Workers Alliance says gas prices are higher and riders are fewer.
Yellow cab drivers have been earning less because they have less trips.
The average cab ride could rise by 23%, and Diana is not having it.
If I can't afford a car, what makes them think that I couldn't afford for the fares to go any higher? You know, I can't afford that.
The increases include the minimum fare, the mileage charge, rush hour and overnight surcharges, and flat rates to the airports. Uber, Lyft, and other app-based services will also cost you more. Roger Stern, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Midtown.
A man who got a parking ticket in Brooklyn showed his lack of appreciation for that by shoving an NYPD traffic agent to the ground and pummeling him. Happened around 1 p.m. Monday in Sheepshead Bay. The agent had just slapped a ticket on a yellow Volkswagen parked illegally on Avenue Z when the driver came up and started arguing with the agent. Surveillance video shows the angry driver knocking the traffic agent's hat off his head. Then a fight breaks out. The traffic agent taken to Coney Island Hospital in stable condition. Police are still looking for the attacker. We have surveillance video up at 1010wins.com. If you recognize the attacker, the NYPD would be delighted to hear from you. An immigration policy from the Trump era has to come to an end, according to a federal judge in Washington, but it is unlikely to be the final word on the matter, as Alex Stone reports.
It's the latest in the ping pong game between the courts on Title 42. It's been allowed and blocked over and over again. Back in the spring, a federal court said Title 42 was not allowed to end, as the Biden White House was planning to do. Now a different federal judge says it must end because it's illegal and arbitrary. In fact, even the Biden administration has used the Trump-era plan to its benefit to bring down numbers along the border. Now the future of Title 42 isn't clear when it will end or if another court will get involved.
Meantime, Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he'll be invoking the invasion clause of the U.S. Constitution, allowing him to call out the National Guard to stop illegal immigration along his state's border with Mexico. Abbott said he'll also be deploying gunboats in the Rio Grande and is going to treat Mexican drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. The MTA, as is often the case, is threatened with financial collapse, and lawmakers are trying to figure out how to head it off this time.
You might have noticed your train rides still aren't as crowded as they used to be. That simple fact spells disaster for the MTA.
We are looking at structural deficits in the billions of dollars.
Federal aid will run dry in the next few years, and a new plan needs to be in place, says State Senator Andrew Gurnardis.
So we need to change how we think about financing the MTA and what role it plays in our budget.
The MTA could raise the specter of severe service cuts and fare hikes, but there are alternatives, says Rachel Foss of the government watchdog Reinvent Albany.
The MTA needs $500 million or $1 billion more every year. That's a drop in the bucket of the state budget.
Money from congestion pricing legally has to go into the MTA's separate capital construction program. Steve Burns, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
It's 41 degrees. We have pockets of light rain and drizzle around New York. We're going up to 51, and the AccuWeather real feel right now is 31. The man accused of smashing Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer was in federal court yesterday, pleading not guilty to a variety of charges.
David DePape charged with attempted kidnapping of a federal officer or employee and assault of an immediate family member of a federal official. According to the federal indictment, DePape told investigators he planned to hold Speaker Pelosi hostage and talk with her. If Nancy told DePape the truth, he would let her go. And if she lied, he would break her kneecaps. Paul, now recovering at home after suffering a fractured skull.
He's improving. It'll take a little while.
The speaker was not there.
Correspondent Bola Lengi in San Francisco. DePape looking at up to 30 years in prison on these charges. He's also facing state charges. 49-year-old Trevor Reams is charged with stealing a Louis Vuitton bag. Investigators say he stole the bag from a dead person whose body was in the custody of the city medical examiner's office. The bag was apparently taken from the dead person's home. Reams has been an employee of the medical examiner's office for 15 years. They say he's a motor vehicle operator. He's charged with petty larceny and official misconduct. Could get up to a year in prison, but for now, he's out on his own recognizance. Wins News Time, 8:11. Here's traffic and transit on the ones from Karen Stewart.
Long Island is first, westbound LIE at exit 50, Bagatelle Road. We have an accident, and the right lane there is blocked. And on the Sunrise, eastbound, just past Station Road, that's 56. We've got an accident in the right and centers. I've got good news in the northern suburbs. That southbound NET overturned truck at New Rochelle Tolls, finally gone. That thing was out there since 3:45, so it's welcome that this thing is gone now. Southbound Sawmill Parkway, though, south of Cross County, we do have an accident still there, and the right lane is blocked. New Jersey, heading towards the GW Bridge on northbound 95 locals near exit 71 for Route 4. We have a disabled vehicle. We've got the left lane blocked, and on the southbound Turnpike truck lane south of 10, we have a disabled tractor trailer, and the right lane there is blocked. Also on the southbound Turnpike, cars south of 8, we've got an accident. That one is in the central lane. It's pretty much an hour in at the George and Lincoln, 45 inbound over at the Holland Tunnel. The FDR northbound minor accident at the Williamsburg looks gone. Alternate side parking is in effect today, and it is the first gridlock alert day today of the holiday season. We're sponsored by Major World. Other dealers can offer you 20, 30 cars on their lot, but at Major World in Long Island City, you can choose from over 1,000 cars on their lot with no games, no gimmicks, just straight up honest pricing. Visit MajorWorld.com or call 1-800-MAJOR-AUTO. Our next report is 8:21. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Now let's get the 1010 Winds AccuWeather 4-day forecast from meteorologist Dean DeVore.
And it is a very dreary morning. A lot of dampness out there with the light rain and the drizzle. And then add on top of that, this chilly wind. In fact, I'll call it a cold wind because the real field temperature on average now is about 31 degrees with the rain and the drizzle and the rawness out there. The good news is this has limited shelf life. As we get into the midday in the afternoon, we should start to brighten up and dry out. The sun may pop out a few times. Temperatures actually will push up to about 51 with real feel staying in the low 40s. That is the warmest temperature we have going forward. We're looking at temperatures tonight that end up in the mid-30s in the city, closer to 30 in the suburbs. We'll get back to 46 tomorrow, but the blustery wind will keep real feels mainly in the 30s. And then even colder, low 40s thermometer temperatures Friday and Saturday. Real feels 20s to near 30, and then Sunday looks similar. It looks like we'll finally ease out of this January regime in terms of temperatures by the middle of next week. In Midtown right now, it's 41. That real feel 31. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
At T-Mobile, we believe people deserve more without paying more. That's why the new iPhone 14 with its amazing camera is on us, and Apple TV Plus is included. It's like expecting one camera and getting a choir. Switch and get iPhone 14 on us with eligible trade-in on our Max plan.
The 24 monthly bill credits plus tax for well-qualified customers. Contact us before canceling service to continue remaining bill credits or credits stop and balance and required financing agreement is due. Apple TV Plus on us up to $4.99 value. See T-Mobile.com for details.
It's that special time of year again. Dream big this season with holiday scratch-off games from the New York Lottery. Introducing Holiday Luck, Holiday Fun, and Holiday Million. With tickets starting at only $2, you could gift the chance to dream of winning up to $1 million to your loved ones. Don't miss your chance to give to those who make the holidays special. Give the gift that dreams are made of. You must be 18 years or older to purchase a lottery ticket. Please gift responsibly.
Kansas City Steak Company, another AmericanEagle.com success story. Started in 1932 as a family-owned butcher shop, today they're a leading distributor of superior all-American steaks delivered right to your door, ready for the grill and your taste buds. When it came to their website, an average site wouldn't do. They chose AmericanEagle.com to take their website to the next level. With a dramatic increase in competition and a softening market demand, they had two challenges: improve their brand presence and message and produce a positive return. AmericanEagle.com got to work and executed usability studies and detailed audits of site experience, digital assets, and marketing. The result? An integrated digital marketing and customer experience plan, organic traffic increase of 20%, and a long-term roadmap for success. If you love great steaks, go to KansasCitySteaks.com for website design, development, and online solutions that bring efficiency and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. If you need a results-driven website, call the team at AmericanEagle.com at 877-WEBNOW1. That's 877-WEBNOW1.
Wednesday news time, 8:15. If you have an iPhone 14, that emergency locator function that Apple announced at its product launch is now functional. Even if you're away from cellular or Wi-Fi service, so you're lost in the woods or something, the phone can now send an emergency message and location information to a satellite for relay to rescuers. The service will be free for the first couple of years, but right now it only works in the U.S. and Canada. Meantime, while some high-tech companies have been announcing layoffs, Apple CEO Tim Cook says his company is going in the opposite direction.
We're being very deliberate on our hiring. That means we're continuing to hire, but not everywhere in the company are we hiring. We believe strongly in investing for the long term, and we don't believe you can save your way to prosperity. We think you can invest your way to it.
Tim Cook was on CBS Mornings. If you have a collision avoidance system in your car, research finds that such a system can, not surprisingly, be very helpful in avoiding collisions, especially the rear-end variety.
Automatic emergency braking can cut the number of rear-end automobile crashes in half and reduce pickup truck crashes by more than 40%. That's according to two new studies, including one by the insurance industry. Pickups are less likely to have automatic braking than cars or SUVs, despite posing more of a danger.
Correspondent Jim Kursula, 20 car companies have made a voluntary commitment to make automatic braking standard on 95% of their models during the current model year. Back when Star Trek hit the air in the 1960s, there was some merchandising based on the show, Star Trek-themed toys, books, also comic books, and now a rare copy of the first issue of Star Trek comics is sold at auction for $46,500. This copy was in near mint condition and features a pinup of William Shatner on the back cover. The price is said to have set a record, although it doesn't say what the record is for. Starbucks is opening another one of its reserve roasteries today. It should be easy to remember the location. It's in the Empire State Building, spread out over three floors and 23,000 square feet. This reserve roastery, where Starbucks presumably keeps its better coffee, is the third Starbucks in the Empire State Building and the only place where you can sip a Starbucks Reserve Empire State Building microblend roasted for your coffee drinking pleasure locally in the Meatpacking District. Classes resume today on the University of Virginia campus, but students are being given time to cope with the tragedy on the campus over the weekend.
Undergraduates won't be required to turn in any graded homework or take exams before next week's Thanksgiving break. Also today, the first court appearance for accused shooter Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. facing murder and felony firearms charges after police say he opened fire on a chartered school bus, killing 3 school football players and wounding 2 others Sunday night. Jones, also a student, was captured in a Richmond suburb more than an hour away after an overnight and early morning manhunt on Monday. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
It's 41 degrees. We have pockets of light rain and drizzle around New York. We're going up to 51. The real feel 31. Winds News Time 8:19.
40 days up to 40 pounds. Say it with me. 40 days up to 40 pounds. With NJ Diet, it only takes 40 days to lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds. NJ Diet is unlike any other diet. It's more of a health transformation rather than a weight loss program. NJ Diet uses your hair, saliva, and blood work along with bioenergetic scans to personalize supplements that will target your hormonal imbalances, which gets your body into the fat-burning zone so you can lose the weight. Then NJ Diet uses DNA info to help you keep it off. Don't wait for your doctor to give you bad news and then try to figure it out. Get ahead of your health by visiting njdiet.com today. Your weight loss can help you overcome many health issues like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, arthritis, depression, and even digestive issues. So what are you waiting for? Locations throughout the tri-state area or worldwide with live online video consults. Visit njdiet.com or call 855-5-NJ-DIET. That's 855-5-NJ-DIET.
The station you know, the people you trust. 1010 wins.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 41 degrees, real feel 31 at 8:20. It's Wednesday, November 16th. I'm Lee Harris. Here's what's happening. Donald Trump makes it official.
I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
A federal appeals court stays a federal judge's order dialing back enforcement of New York State's new gun laws. Artemis is finally on its way to the moon.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
But the crew is just a bunch of dummies. In Brooklyn, 32 members of the Woo and Chew gangs are rounded up on charges ranging from murder to reckless endangerment. One of the dog owners in Washington Heights, where 3 dogs have died from eating rat poison off the street. Sports, the Devils make it 10 wins in a row. The next one, the Nets lost. 10-2 wins AccuWeather. Clouds breaking for some sun today with a chilly breeze and a high of 51. But the real feels will be in the 40s.
All right, guys, thank you so much for staying with me all this time. If you stayed through the entire video, we thank you. Leave a comment down below if you stayed for the entire video. All right, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next Driving and the News.